This man was at the lowest level, level 1, with all his attributes at the lowest, F grade. However, his luck was incredibly good. While others would get a few bean sprouts after defeating slimes, he was able to collect a whole bunch of them. Not long ago, George was just a regular office worker, working long hours and burning the midnight oil. After a sudden death from overwork, he was transported to another world. When Jenny saw him, she was stunned. It turned out that George was an item dropped by Jenny after defeating a slime. Typically, slimes only drop bean sprouts. To prove it, Jenny charged at another slime and crushed it with a hammer. The slime indeed turned into bean sprouts. Jenny placed her hand on a gem, but her level was only 3. George quickly realized that this world resembled a game. Soon, Jack also tested his level, but all his attributes were F, and his level was limited to 1. His luck was below F grade as well. He decided to defeat a slime, but since he couldn't lift Jenny's hammer, he used a bamboo stick to stab the slime. Afterward, the slime dropped a pile of bean sprouts. A while later, George decided to find a place to settle in the town. However, Jenny, having no money, had to live in the dungeon and made a living by defeating slimes. Once they reached the town, Jack realized that he had no currency in this world. So, for the next few days, George would go to the first level of the dungeon to kill slimes and exchange the bean sprouts for money. Eventually, after 3 days of earnings, he rented an old, rundown house and invited Jenny to live with him. One day, while selling bean sprouts, George learned from the receptionist, Elusa, about a new dungeon. When he returned home, he asked Jenny about the new dungeon, but she told him that nothing would drop from there. It was a worthless dungeon. However, George was curious and decided to explore it the next day. The monsters in this dungeon were skeletons, and level 1 George was no match for them. Using falling rocks to trap the monsters, George was able to defeat them. However, contrary to what Jenny had said, the monster dropped a seed. The seed vanished after a short while, and George's HP stat increased by 1.